Early 1940s Calcutta. World War II is going on. Japan is a real force to be reckoned with. The Bengal parties want to look at serving independently from the British Empire. You have a brilliant chemist dying in mysterious circumstances, and curious detective steps in to solve all of these things. What does a chemist have to do with India's independence and the political parties in Bengal, with Japan and with the Japanese mob? All of this comes together brilliantly. This is one of those films which will go down and be remembered later on at how brilliant this was at the time it came. Because at the time that it was released, it wasn't appreciated as much. And I'm telling you right now, I've been saying this since the time I saw it for the first time. I was blown away by this film. Yes, I find a few things here and there which don't work now that I've seen it a couple of days ago for the 10th time, or maybe more. But still, the things that are brilliant are still brilliant in this. You have, starting from the top, you have 1940s Calcutta. So the art direction, the cinematography are so challenging. And when you have a period film being directed, you would want more and more that you have indoor shots taken. But here, you have chase sequences in marketplaces. It's brilliant and executed to perfection. I loved every second of this. On top of that, the casting here, and I don't mean just the lead casting. I felt that the lead casting could have been better because Sushant is not at his strongest. Sushant is not the strongest thing about this film. He would possibly be skewing towards the weaker side of things. Yes, but everything else, from the British characters, from the Japanese characters, everybody who's been casted is casted so brilliantly. You are not looking at people who are just casted just for the sake of it because they remotely look Asian. Bang on in everything. Next comes the overall writing. The pillars of these plot intertwine so seamlessly, so brilliantly that you really have to go deep to understand all the connections that they have. It was so cool to look at them being unraveled in the climax. I loved that entire sequence. Was fabulous to watch. But yes, there are a couple of flaws. There are some which, while the overall writing and the narrative is brilliant, there are some glaring flaws here on the shorter side of things, because there are a few scenes where you are trying to set up your main character and how brilliant or how his power of observation is, and yet use the most simplistic of method to do that. I get that we are trying to handhold the audiences here because there are a lot of complex layers going around, but this does not cut it. The fact that you have Detective Byomkesh Bakshy just observing when you hide something, or when you have something to hide, you pay more attention to it. Too simplistic a trope for you to use when establishing such an iconic character does not work. It just feels shallow and half-hearted, to be honest. That's one of the reasons why the character of Byomkesh Bakshy doesn't get amped up enough. By the time you really need him to come to the party, you feel like, okay, is he even ready? Will he do that? Because that leap feels a little too much. And you always have the antagonist 5 steps ahead of him. With all of this, you have an excellent, extraordinary background score here, where multiple people come together. At the top of this is Sneha Khanwalkar, who mixes all of this so beautifully. So you have the Jaanam song coming in at the time of titles when Byomkesh Bakshy is riding a tram, and the background is showcasing the various elements of Kolkata. Jaanam tu kitni hasi is beautiful. Dibakar uses this, puts all of this together, and it is just goosebumps. Just at that sequence of Jaanam and the title sequence coming in, and there is a Byomkesh is sitting, there is a person sitting next to him reading a newspaper. So every time their focus changes to the background, the page turns and you don't realize that, but then the focus comes back and you have this person holding the newspaper, and there's a different news that the audience can see, and that is adding to the context of the film as to what's going on in this world. This is part of world building. It is so intelligent, it is so clever, and it's not just the newspaper, everything in the background. When you see a bus go, when you see a poster there, you will find relevant, contextual things, hints in all of that. A long poster on a bus, or a small one on the wall, or a shop somewhere in the background, all of those have some meaning to it. Dibakar Banerjee just puts all of this, infuses this so beautifully. It is such a delight to watch all of this at display. Then you have the Byomkesh Bakshy song and a chase in Chinatown. That entire music piece, through the chase in Chinatown, there is hardcore rock and metal blowing and blaring. It is fabulous to watch, and such a privilege here. Last bit is Byomkesh in Love, which is the almost the climax sequence where all things go crazy and shit really hits the fan, as they say. The music piece on that is Byomkesh in Love. Just that song in that moment put together with along a fight sequence, Dibakar Banerjee, pour down to you. There is so much beauty in these frames here that I can talk endlessly, but I'm bringing out a few of these. So there is definite and obvious homage paid to so many brilliant things from literature. First of them is obviously Sherlock. You have Sherlock and Watson. Here you have Byomkesh and Ajit Banerjee. Such a nice, fantastic chemistry between the two of them. It is fabulous. And then you have another core Sherlock element in Moriarty, who is the antagonist. In this case also, you have such a brilliant antagonist that he eats up the entire film. He is so damn good. It is unbelievable. He is the best thing about this film. Now coming to the other homages, there is also a homage and an obvious reference to Tintin. I'm not sure if this was all done deliberately or it just so happens because Dibakar is fascinated by these pieces and hence it came out. But so there is this scene where Byomkesh and Ajit Banerjee are being chased by somebody. So it's not being followed by somebody. And they realize that, Byomkesh realizes that, and he says, let's change what we are wearing. The fact that they change and then they stand there is so Tintin-like. I'll put on a frame. I'll try and find that frame from Tintin. I have all of them here, but I'll have to find the one. Maybe online is the best way to do this. I'll find the frame and put it, and let's see if we can compare and figure out if this is actually from that. But the way his beard is and the way that entire thing happens, the rush of cars and you jumping into a moving car and having this chase sequence there, this is so Tintin-like. It is. The chase through the marketplace is very Tintin. If only the writing on Byomkesh character was stronger on the deductive reasoning side, it would have been so much better. Because while you have references for Sherlock and Tintin and everything else, the thing that would have added a lot of meat and gravitas to this would have been the fact that Byomkesh is almost telepathic in the way he's able to figure things out, and that would have been a match for his Moriarty. In this case, Byomkesh is absolutely no match for his Moriarty, and I'm not taking the name because I'd still like you to go and watch the film if you haven't. One character that I missed pointing out, and I feel like he is one of the finest characters that have been on display in the recent past, and I think that his character should have been built more. I really hope we can see another film. One character that I forgot to mention, who is casted so brilliantly, portrays his character so beautifully, is Neeraj Kabi, who plays Dr. Anukul Guha. He's the guy who's managing hostel guest house where Byomkesh comes to stay. That camaraderie, that chemistry between Anukul Guha and Byomkesh is fabulous. Loved the first scene that they meet in. Loved almost every other interaction that they have. The flashbacks, all of those are fantastic. And the final scene, which is almost a post-climax scene, because the climax fight happens. I've already spoken about Byomkesh in Love playing while that whole thing is happening. But after that, there is another sequence where there is a music piece for Yuan Guan Lives. I think that's the music piece in the last scene. And that entire sequence of Meri dosti nahi le paaye, to meri dushmani kaise loge Byomkesh, that part is stuff legends are made of. And that entire sequence is legendary. That character is legendary. And that is why I really hope that there are more films and Dibakar finds some people who believe in this to come back with a new Byomkesh, but with the same fierce antagonist here. And again, I'm not taking names. Please go ahead and watch it. If you haven't watched Detective Byomkesh Bakshy, you are missing out on something truly brilliant. Go ahead and watch it, guys. This is a film to watch, to cherish, and to appreciate, and to rewatch. I have seen it so many times. It is beautiful to watch.